Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 39, 38, 39, 38. Welcome to episode 38 of the Moannaadams podcast. I am Moana, and today we are talking about romanticizing life. This is Romanticizing 101, how to actually romanticize your life, because I feel like romanticizing your life is something that people say all the time on social media. Like, they tell you to do that, but then they don't really tell you how to romanticize your life and what physical things you can do to romanticize your life. So I'm gonna help you out with that today. First segments. Today I am grateful for, we always start with gratitude. Blah, 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 blah. Today I am grateful for my content girlies. I started a Instagram group chat for teen content creators, and there's been a couple versions of that group chat. They'll usually die down after a while, so I've had to ask in the old one who wants to come with me to the new one. And a lot of the time teenagers who start content, they don't last very long. Very few last, even a few months. I've been doing it for over a year now, which is crazy. Well, almost, kind of yes, kind of no. Almost a year-ish. There's not really a start date. I mean, technically there is, but there's not exactly. I don't really have a content anniversary. I mean, the podcast has an anniversary, but content posting, I guess, is technically July 5th. Or something around there. But overall, I don't really have a date. The point is, I'm very grateful for everyone in that group chat and the people who've passed through that, because I feel like we all relate to each other a lot and are able to talk through things. And sometimes we do I just posted this reel, can you and everything, but I try to keep those to a minimal, because I really want it to be about talking through ideas and algorithms and frustrations, because it really is not easy, especially when you want to take it seriously, with the podcast and everything. I want to take content seriously, and so it's really important to me to be able to have high value conversations about that. So I love all my content girlies in that group chat, all the teen content creators in the teen content creators group chat. I love you all. So that's my gratitude for today. And then our newest segment that I just added, because I am always dehydrated. You know what? Today I'm not dehydrated. I've already had 2 bottles of water, and my bottle is a 32-ounce bottle. Anyway, I never drink enough water, and so this is everyone's reminder to drink water, and you're going to listen to me drink water while you drink water. So go get your water bottle or a glass of water, go fill it up right now, and I'm going to chug a bunch of water really quick, and we're going to do it together. So once you have your water, ready, set, go. Okay, so that's water. It's quick, but I felt like I wanted something to split up Grateful and Currently Loving, and I didn't want to add something new. If you want to hear a new segment at the start of every episode, if there's something that you're interested in hearing from me, and every single week, if you're looking for more podcasts or other positive creators, or I've seen people do word of the week, song of the week, creator of the week, all the things like that. If you have ideas, DM me, because I'm always open to feedback. And then Currently Loving, which is my new journal. I just ordered, I have a bunch of pimples and stuff right now on my face because period breakouts, and it's really bugging me. I just ordered a new journal, and I love it. The last one I had was white. If you listened to the podcast way back, almost a year ago from now, and you started listening then, you would have heard the journaling episode when it first came out, and it has the link in there with the journal that I was using, and it was white, and it got really dirty. Like, I got like lead pencil fingerprints on it a lot, and it just didn't look very clean. So this time I got a black one, and it has like a gold moon and stars little like design on the front. I will put the link in the episode notes. It's like a $10 notebook from Amazon, but it's great. I love it. It works for what I need it to work for. So yeah, that's my currently loving, and I've been using it. I journaled every single day this week except for yesterday because it was Sunday, and I woke up and was so tired because I couldn't sleep the night before very well, and so I was like, I can't right now. But, you know, it probably would have made me feel better if I had. So, don't do what I did and, like, force yourself to do it, because consistency, that's what we're going for. But I did do it today, even though it's Labor Day, and I woke up late. So, actually, I did not wake up late today. I woke up at 7 this morning, and I journaled, and I'm very proud of myself for that. But that's my currently living, is my new journal. And then, little life update, what's happening. I finished my first week of school. Tomorrow starts the second week. It's only going to be a 3-day week for me because I don't know if I said this in the last episode, but we're doing 4-day school weeks. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm doing school. I'm taking 4/5 classes this semester/year. It's a little bit confusing, but I'm taking no science or math classes. I'm done with those for all of high school, even though I'm only a junior, which is awesome. I'm very excited about that. But I'm taking English 3 and U.S. History, and then I'm also taking Spanish 2. And in the start of October, I'm taking a dual enrollment public speaking class. It's an 8-week class, so it's going to be a lot of work. The orientation information on the online orientation that I did for ASU, because that's my school that I'm taking dual enrollment through, said that I should allocate 18 hours a week to this public speaking class, and I am praying that that is an exaggeration to try and make sure that people like have enough time to do the class, because 18 hours, that's insane. Hold on. Now I gotta do some math. It's a lot of hours, okay? And if I'm doing 4 school days, that's 5 hours a day per school day. Not like every day, but like per school day in the 4 hours. Or, well, technically it's 4.5 hours. But the point is, it's a lot of time. So that's a little bit scary. And like the fact that it's a public speaking class in general is scary. I am nervous because, I was super nervous at first because I am like majorly intimidated by anyone. Well, that's not true. It's not as bad now, but pretty much anyone over the age of 16, I'm terrified of them. Because I am 16, and like once you're older than me, but you're not like an adult, if that makes sense. Like teenagers and like young 20-somethings usually scare me if I don't know you. So I was like, I'm going to have to speak in front of a bunch of college-age students. But then I realized that, like, most of the students in my class should also be, like, dual enrollment high schoolers. I'm hoping. And it's on Zoom, which, honestly, I feel like is worse. I feel like I'd rather be in person than in Zoom because, I don't know, Zoom is just so awkward. So, wish me luck on that. I'm also going to be taking my first ever, like, official climbing class. My local gym has like a team that I'm thinking about joining, and I'm doing a demo practice class situation with them this week. It's 2 hours long, but I'm excited and nervous because I've never really had a class setting for climbing, and I haven't done like an extracurricular activity like a sport in like a team setting since like the 6th grade. So it's going to be really interesting. And I will say this, I'm not totally on top of things yet, because I know I talked about last episode how things have kind of been a disaster recently, and I have been not on top of things like content in school and all the things, but I do feel like I'm slowly getting there, and I feel like I'm seeing progress. So, this is your reminder that it doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to be doing 1% better every single day. So, let's get into why we're all really here. Romanticizing 101, how to actually romanticize your life and make the most of it. So some of these things are things that I do on a daily basis, and some of these things are going to be things that I am giving myself my own advice, like advice that I need to hear. But before we do that, let's talk about the why. Because what's the point of romanticizing your life and all those things? So what's the point? Why are we taking the time to do all of these things? What's the point? So first of all, I just feel like it makes life like that much more fun and that much more enjoyable when we do these little things. And it lets you focus and pay attention on small details and small moments more often, which I think is something that is really overlooked, especially by people in my generation, like my age. I feel like we tend to feel very rushed about things, and we're just, at least for me, I'm always wanting to get to the next thing. So like to be able to slow down and like give small moments more significance, and it's just like overall like finding like joy and like peace and happiness and all of those positive high aura, high vibration things. So let's get into all the methods that I have for you. There's a lot of them, so I didn't even number them, but the first is journaling. And I know I talk about this all the time. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth information on journaling, I talked about the episode earlier. It's towards the start of the podcast. It was like one of the first 3 episodes. I think it was episode 2. Yeah. Episode 2 will give you a more in-depth idea of journaling and how I journal. I definitely will be making a new one soon, so look out for that. But journaling. And journaling doesn't have to be like all writing, if that makes sense. Like it can be writing in like a traditional journaling sense. I know that I always do gratefuls, I am statements, and a journal prompt. That's normally what I do. I'm thinking about changing my journaling routine very soon because I feel like it is working for me, but I think I need something a little bit more in depth. But for now, that's what it is. But you can also use it as a diary and just like write about your day and like how you felt and the things that you did. Or scrapbook and like take photos and keep those things in your journal. It doesn't have to be writing, because I know a lot of people don't enjoy writing. I honestly don't enjoy writing unless it's for fun, but I do not enjoy writing at all when it's for school or I'm being forced to do it. And the second thing is something that I do all the time, and that is take pictures and photos and videos of literally everything. I get made fun of a lot for this within like my friend group because I am like the influencer of the friend group, and I hate it, but I think that it makes you notice the small things. And when you are walking around with a camera, even if it's not a real camera, if it's just like your phone, you do notice things and pay attention to smaller things and find the beauty in like little random things. And so I think it's a really good way to make things that much more romantic. I feel like it also gives you a chance to have those Pinterest perfect moments, because a lot of people strive to have like a Pinterest perfect life and have this really aesthetic life, and it's not like that all the time. But if you always have your camera out, you can catch those really good moments, and you can even curate those moments. And, you know, if you're eating breakfast, then you happen to make like a really pretty breakfast that morning, like take a picture, and take a good picture too, like move it into the light towards a window and like take a really solid picture and post it, and create. I mean, honestly, I think creating content has definitely let me romanticize my life that much more. And I think it's like one of the most selfish parts of creating content for me is because I am able to like pay attention to all the little things and take so many photos and videos, and I always have good photos and videos to share. And it also feels so good when you get that perfect photo. Like when you get the Pinterest perfect photo, even if it's just one, most of the time I'll only get one really good photo out of all the ones that I take, and it'll be my favorite, but I love that photo. I'll look back at it all the time, and it feels really good to get that one really high quality photo that you can share with people and, show them, be like, look at this photo that I took. And especially when you share it with people that are actually interested, it feels really good. Next thing is also something that I 100% do, and probably a little bit too much of, but build playlists for every single different mood, vibe, situation. Have a playlist for everything. If you're lazy, go on Spotify and, actually first go on Pinterest and look up like Spotify playlists, and a ton of them will pop up with like the titles, and you can search them on Spotify and find them. You can find ones for like hundreds of different things, and a lot of them are extremely specific. So I know one that was trending a while ago was like running through a castle or something of that nature. And like if you're really into a certain book or a certain movie or series of movies, you can look up those movies and books, or if you're reading a book, there are a lot of like popular books have like their very own playlist that people have made on Spotify, and you can like listen to it whether you're reading or just like you're not reading and you want to enjoy it. But the other piece of this is what I normally do if you're not lazy and you really want to put the effort into making the perfect playlist, is make playlists based off where you live or the things that you do in a day-to-day or the season. So if you live near the ocean, you can get some inspiration from Spotify, but make a Coconut Girl playlist and have very oceany themed music. Like, I'm trying to think of a good song example. I think Brazil would be a really good song to put on a playlist like that, or Come With Me by Surfaces. Songs like that. If you live in the mountains, Granola Girl playlist. Lots of David, what is his last name? That song, Daylight. What is his last name? It's gonna drive me crazy. David, I think it starts with a K. I'm going to find it right now. David Kushner, I think is his name. Daylight, Miserable Man, and Mr. Forgetful, lots of Lumineers. What else? Zach Bryan, Some who else? Oh, Dwellers, that's a really great, like, granola-y, mountainy. Like, you can look on Spotify for inspiration for all of these options. And then if you live in, like, a city, look up, like, downtown girl playlists and, lots of very, like, city-like music. Or, depending on the season, like, have a fall playlist, a winter. This is probably the easiest one to do, like, fall, winter, spring, and summer playlists. Or you could also do it based on like your day-to-day activities, like morning routine playlist, school study playlist, work playlist, workout playlist, like those kinds of things. It makes it so much more fun. Like, music makes everything more fun. And like, it gets me excited to do things if I know that I get to listen to certain songs. And when you have different playlists for different things, you don't get tired of listening to like the same thing over and over again, because I know that was something that like I struggled with a lot before when I first started listening to like my own music, because they say like between the ages of like 13, like 12, 13, 14 is when you like start to discover your own music, and you get to listen to music with your friends for the first time and things like that without your parents' influence, and you learn like what you really love. And for a long time I would listen to the same songs like over and over again, and I wasn't finding new music, and I got bored until I started making these different playlists. So I have all these different styles of all these different playlists, and if I'm doing something specific, then I can get excited because I'm like, oh, I get to listen to that playlist. I haven't done that in a while, and there's plenty of them. The second thing, we're way past number 2. The next thing is to create a vision board and Pinterest boards. And there's a big difference between the two, and I put them together just because they are similar, but there's also a big difference. Vision boards are for goals. Like, it is for visualization and for goal setting. But Pinterest boards are for lifestyle and aesthetics and recipes and activities and outfits. So make a fall Pinterest board of like the type of outfits you want to wear, the colors you want to focus on, the different things you want to do, the foods you want to eat, those kinds of things. And like actually do them, and don't expect yourself to make the perfect, Pinterest perfect things every single time, but, just participating in those things makes it like that much better. And the next thing is probably one of my favorites, and it's having a high quality morning and night routine. I'm in the process of building mine right now because over the summer I had like the cheapest, lowest quality morning routine ever and night routine. So I'm working on it. And having slow mornings and slow night routines and having like one for a normal day and one is like a slow day. And, every once in a while doing a slow one is always really nice. Include things that make you happy and, they spark joy. Those kinds of things that get you excited for the day or to get ready for bed and are off your phone. Journaling, reading, music, watching movies, baths, sewing, crochet, coloring, all those things. I have an episode that I want to do soon about like morning and night routines and like sharing what they are once I get the ones that I'm working on right now pretty solid like and down. But I feel like it makes things that much more romantic when you have those little things that you do that, make you feel good about yourself and, self-care and all of those things. They just make life that much more exciting. And I do this next one probably too often, but I'm telling you, it's so much fun. Overdress for everything. It makes you feel that much more confident when you're overdressed, and never underdress. Always dress like you have somewhere better to be later, because the thing about being underdressed is it just makes you seem lazy. But if you're overdressed, nobody out in public knows who you are or what you're doing. And if you're overdressed, then it looks like you have somewhere more important to be, or you've come from somewhere way more important than here. And it makes them underdressed, and it just makes things, it makes you feel good. And like when you look good, you feel good. And so yeah, overdress for everything. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but just like putting that extra effort into even wearing like a risky, not in the sense that it's showy, but like unique and different outfits and, trying things. It's definitely been something that I've struggled with, is feeling the need to have a perfect outfit every single day. And the point of fashion and style and getting dressed and having this closet of clothes is that you can put different things together and mix and match them and style things the way they weren't meant to be and getting creative with it. It's really fun. I have been doing that a lot more recently, and even though I'm not like going super far out to where out of my comfort zone, pushing myself a little bit in the fashion and outfit section of my life is really fun, because I found a lot of stuff that I really love and outfits that I will rewear 1,000 times. Well, that's an exaggeration, but outfits that I'm excited to put back on when I take them off, or I never want to take them off and I want to go everywhere in them. Next thing is to read. Read. I know reading is not for everyone, but there are books out there that anyone can enjoy, and finding the type of books that you love to read might just be the key to becoming a reader. Reading makes things so romantic and just beautiful, and it lets you get lost in another world, or lets you learn more about our own world. And I feel like there's so much value in reading, and anyone can find a book that they love if they really put the effort in. I really do think that reading, I guess I just said, I'm going to contradict myself, but reading really is for everyone, because there are books about everything and anything. So finding a book that you can actually enjoy and get lost in, it really builds this new world and this like moment around you, and you're alone without being alone, if that makes sense, because you have this author or these characters with you, and it makes things that much better. And to go along with this, I have a little bit of announcement / sneak peek situation happening is to join a book club. I have said that I'm working on a few projects in the last couple of episodes, and this is one of them. My friend Marion and I are starting a book club for teenage girls ages 15 to 19. It will be launching very soon. If you have any questions, DM the podcast on Instagram. I'm happy to answer all of them. More information will be coming soon when we're ready to launch and we've gotten more progress done. I don't want to give away too much yet, but it's exciting, and having a book club and a community around it can really motivate you to read and get you excited about reading. So definitely look out for all of that information. Okay, I took a quick break, and now the next thing is to wear pretty PJs. So I don't think this has to be something that is expensive or uncomfortable, because I feel like a lot of us are comfortable just wearing massive t-shirts and shorts with whatever for jammies, but I do feel like it makes a difference because it makes you feel that much more put together. And like I said earlier, like when you feel good, it makes things more enjoyable. And so yeah, I think that like the simplest thing you can do for this is what I do. And I do wear oversized shirts and shorts to bed, but I match like my tops to my bottoms. So like I have if I get a new pair of pajama shorts that have like whatever, like I just got a new pair that is like a creamy color, and they're have like little flower details on them that are very dainty and they're really cute. And so I matched the shirt with like one of the colors of the flowers on it, so like it goes together, and it just makes me feel like that much more put together, which like makes me feel good and happy. The next thing everyone's gonna hate me for, but spending time outside, hiking, obviously, walks, stargazing, but like really what you have to do is put your phone up and just like listen to the birds, all those like dumb cheesy things that aren't actually dumb and actually like make you and force you to be conscious on another level. I feel like the best thing you can do is become an observer. Become an observer. Become an observer and just watch the world around you. People watch. Pull your eyes up and out of your phone. Stop hiding behind your screen and just watch and listen. And I'm not like telling you to eavesdrop, but like just pay attention to the other things happening in the physical world around you. When you're waiting for your coffee or a doctor's appointment, or you're at the orthodontist, or you're waiting for the bus in the morning, whatever it is, most of the time you're going to pick up your phone and you're going to scroll. Or I know that most of the people at my age have a bad habit of hiding during awkward situations or quiet times because they need something to entertain them. But if you put your phone down and look around you, you notice all these small things and you really like get to see these things. And the best part is nobody really is paying attention to you. No one's going to notice that you're off your phone and watching them or watching around you because they're too busy looking at their own phone. And the next thing is looking at art. This one's really simple, but I feel like it is like a very Pinteresty thing to like visit museums and take photos, and even just like looking at art pieces in your home. Like if you have photos or paintings in your home, especially if you live with your parents, like most teenagers do, and they have pieces up that they're almost like second nature for you to see. But like if you really like stop and look at them again, because maybe you haven't actually paid attention to them in a while. Or like if you're in a restaurant, there's almost always like stuff on the walls, and like paying attention to that kind of thing. And like looking at the little details, because I feel like our world has like so many little details to look at. Like if you just look at like one simple blanket or pillow or like wall or brick wall, like there's all these itty bitty details and little scuff marks and all these different things all around us. And it's like it can be a little overwhelming, but I think it's like really interesting. Like I'm looking at this wall right now next to me, and there's a coat hook that's empty on it because I'm in the RV, a light switch, some like electrical box thing that I don't even know what it does. I've lived in here for a year. I have no idea where that goes. The slide control panel, some other little button sensor thing, no idea what that does. And then a bunch of like little scuff marks, and the lights are making like little rainbows on the walls. Like, pay attention to those little things. And then this one's one of my favorites, but creating like little gifts for people, like just because. I feel like you don't need a reason. And you can just like do little drawings and, you know, make little origami things, or do little pictures and little crafts, or make bracelets and like give them to your friends and your family, like just for fun. I feel like that's something you do as a kid, and I know I did a lot when I was little. I'd always want to make like super extra like little birthday cards and little like handmade gifts and like give them to people. And I feel like, you know, do the things that you loved to do as a kid. Well, before I go on to that next thing, because that is the next thing on the list, but with the bracelets, I always think about, or recently I've been thinking about the Eras Tour bracelets. Like everybody was making bracelets and trading them, and I thought that was like so sweet and like such a like embracing like femininity and like being confident in like, you know, the girlhood trend and like those kinds of things. And I feel like it's a really good way to like romanticize everything and like make little connections with people that, you know, we don't really have anymore. And then, like I said, the next thing is do the things you love to do as a kid. Especially as a teenager, I think it's really hard because you're too old to do half the things you want to do and too young to do the other half. And so, like, going back to those things that you're supposed to be too old for, or that, you know, maybe you loved as a kid and you quit for some reason. I danced when I was younger, and I quit for a lot of reasons. Health, and because, well, pretty much all health, physical and mental health. I think, now that I'm older, it was all mental health, but that mental health, not understanding that it was mental health, became physical health. And I was in a company that, you know, it since has closed, but it was very strict, and it was a very stressful environment to be in, and so I didn't love it anymore, and I like came home from dance class every night crying and sobbing and in pain, and I didn't understand why. But now recently, it's been, I quit when I was in like 5th grade, I'm in 11th grade, so it's been like 6 years since I quit, and I have been really wanting to take like a casual ballet class again, and like find love for that again. And if you like to color as a kid, then like get a coloring book, and it doesn't need to be an adult coloring book either. Like I feel like it's more fun sometimes to do kids coloring books because they're so easy and mindless and like fun, and it doesn't have to be perfect, or it can be messy however you want it to be. Or one of my favorite things that I've been doing a lot over the summer and just like recently is like coloring with chalk outside. Chalk is super cheap. Like you can get a giant Crayola chalk for, let's see, you can get 64 colors for $6 at Target, less than $6 at Target. So, I mean, you can get a 24 pack of chalk from Walmart for $2. So it's really cheap, and it's like a very fun, like simple activity that you can do on your own or with someone else. And it just like, it's like one of those things that, you know, you do as a kid and you don't really come back to it very often. So I think it's like nice to do those small things. And then we have 4 more. So the next thing is to just get creative in general. I've already given some examples of this, but just like being creative is like such a good way to romanticize things, because you are looking at the details and you are creating, and you're putting your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings and your ideas like onto a canvas, or writing it on a piece of paper, or, you know, dance, draw, whatever it is, whatever your, mode, form, there's a word that I can't think of, but however you get your creativity and your thoughts and ideas out, do it more often. And then this one, I love this one, host dinner parties /movie nights. So have a few friends over. It doesn't need to be big or flashy. And make everybody give a dress code. I really like the idea of doing like seasonal ones. There's a girl who I follow on Instagram. I can't remember who it is, but she does like a dinner party every season and like themes it for the season. And she goes way extra and all out, which is like so cool. But not everybody has like the time and the energy for that. So just have everybody dress up. Maybe pick a theme. If you want to do like the season, or you could do holidays or whatever it is, and dress up and make a meal and have people over. Or for a movie night, I'm hosting a movie marathon night for my friends on Friday the 13th in October, and we're going to do like a bunch of scary movies, and I'm really excited for that. So, those small things, and just get like some snacks, some popcorn, and like just enjoy the movie. And it doesn't have to be serious or stressful, it's just for fun, but it does make it that much better to do those things with friends. And then do small spontaneous things / make like every little thing an adventure. Like late night ice cream runs, like that is an adventure. Like make it so much fun. Like get excited about it. Like it's ice cream, like you're gonna go get ice cream, and like listen to music, like make it fun. Or like just go into the grocery store, like dress up and like make a list and like get the stuff, and then like go home and like meal prep and like cook dinner, or like just like walking to the park. I feel like all those things you can make like into like an adventure just by like paying attention to everything more, and just like putting your phone down and like experiencing it and like getting excited about it for no reason, just like being happy about it and like hyping yourself up like for no reason at all. Then the last thing is baking / cooking. So I feel like this is also another way to get creative, but seasonal baking is great. I think it really goes well with like you can set the mood. Fall baking is very in right now. It's my favorite like cooking baking season. I love like warm comfort food and pumpkin and apple, like everything. I make a really good simple pumpkin bread, and I love like warm maple, apple, cinnamon things, any baked goods or anything like that. I also love to make a really good like apple topping for pancakes. So it's like apples, and you like cook them and put the maple syrup on and the cinnamon. So like warm, and like it's so good. But like really set the mood, put on your fall playlist, put on like cozy sweater and like some jeans and an apron, and like put your hair up in a messy bun and like bake, and or like watch Gilmore Girls while you do it, like all the things. And like it's even better if you like combine and do like bake things and then like give them to people. So like you can definitely like mix these things up. Like when you get creative, make little gifts, or when you're baking, give them out, or when you're in nature, be an observer. And like I feel like all these things can mix so well together too, because you can wear cute PJs and add reading to your slow night routine. And yeah, I'm just getting a little bit overexcited right now, and it's because I'm excited for you to try these things and like really experience life, and make it that much more exciting and fun, and like make it more romantic, and really romanticize yourself. And I feel like the best way to romanticize everything in general is, of course, these things are going to help, but like really finding like joy and small moments and in yourself, and being happy and proud of the things you love to do and the things you enjoy and your hobbies and your interests and the things you create, I feel like is the best way to do it. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you made it to the end and you enjoyed this episode, please, if you're an Apple babe, put a review on the podcast. Scroll down to the bottom. There's like the little star things. If you want to do the stars, that's awesome. But if you want to be like a real champion, you can write a review. It's really important for podcasts to have reviews on there. And if you want to throw in some keywords for me too, that would be great. Teenage girl, all the things that I talk about. And, write your thoughts, your feelings about this episode and all the other episodes in that review. If you do that, I will love you and we can be best friends. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Go out and try some of these things, and if you do try them, tag me, post them on Instagram, on your story, and I will definitely share them, because I love it when people tag me and stuff, and or like if this episode like really spoke to you and you like share it with people, like let me know, because like that's what makes me want to keep creating content, is when people let me know that like it really meant something to them, or they really learned something, or it just like felt good to have someone understand how they were feeling. So thank you all for listening and making it to the end. I love you all, and that's all I've got. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to give this podcast a rate and review, as well as follow me on all my socials linked in the show notes. Don't forget to drink some water, and I'll talk to you later.